Hey guys, we're here with our Week 6 NPL battle, and we are going up against Turbo and his Hidden Leaf Village Roserades. His YouTube link will definitely be down in the description below, so make sure you guys go check him out. Real quick before we get started, if you guys did not see my prep video that went up earlier today, make sure you guys go pause this video and go check that out first so you can see the kind of stuff we're bringing, what we were thinking when we were team building for Turbo. But once again, before we get started, real quick, you guys probably will have noticed that the team prep went up today as well as the battle going up today, which is Monday, rather than the team prep going up on Saturday and the battle going up on Sunday. The reason why is because Turbo and my schedule just really did not mix well. He lives over in England, or Great Britain, across the pond, so he's 8 hours ahead of me. Our schedules did not match up because when he was available, I was asleep. And then, like, I had school and work first thing in the morning. I could really only battle in the evenings. That's when he's asleep, and so it was a rough one. So we had this battle at like 4 in the morning on Monday. For me, at least, it was 4 in the morning. But nonetheless, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's 5 in the morning right now as I'm trying to record this video for the second time because I screwed up the layout. But still. But nonetheless, we will go over what the Roserades have decided to bring to this match. They have Torrent Greninja, not Protean Greninja, as well as they have Sand Force Landorus, which is not Sheer Force Landorus. And then rounding out the team, they have Mega Diancie, Electros, Scolipede, and Arcanine. Now, looking at possible lead matchups, I'm predicting him to want to lead off with Greninja and maybe get some U-turn initiative or try to set up spikes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just lead off with my Mega Venusaur, so I get my Mega Evolution off. So we're going to do just that. I'm going to lead off with Venusaur, and I do predict correctly. He leads off with Greninja. So I'm just going to Mega Evolve and click Giga Drain. No reason to really over-predict early. And he's going to make a good prediction and go into his Scolipede. So we get the Mega Evolution off, and we're going to go ahead and just fire off a Giga Drain. It's going to do virtually nothing to this Scolipede just because of its quad resistance to grass. But we do carry HP Flying. He did not bring the Chestnut, so HP Flying is really only for this Scolipede. But he's going to fire off a Mega Horn. It's going to do a good chunk of damage, but we're going to fire off an HP Flying right back, and it's going to do an even greater chunk of damage. But he's just getting a little faster and faster every turn. He's just going to go ahead and Protect. What I should have done on this turn is really just predicted the Protect and go for a Synthesis. But I just fire off another HP Flying. He's going to get a little bit more health back with his Black Sludge recovery, but that is perfectly fine. I'm just going to keep on firing off HP Flyings until I see a reason to not. He's going to go into his Arcanine, which is going to take this HP Flying really well. So the fact that he took it so well, I'm honestly kind of predicting a really specially defensive set. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and Synthesis and see what he wants to do, because I will take a Flare Blitz no problem due to my Think Bad ability. But he actually sets up a Substitute, which was a really interesting Arcanine set. What he ends up being is Substitute and, you guys will see in just a sec, Howl. So that'll boost his attack by 1. So Sub-Howl Arcanine with Flare Blitz, and I can only assume maybe like Wild Charge, so it can hit Tentacruel or something like that, I guess. But nonetheless, Sludge Bombs do have enough power to break the subs. So we are good to go in that department. We can just keep firing off Sludge Bombs. Even at +1, I can still take hits from this Arcanine really well. So there's no reason to not just fire off Sludge Bombs and take out this Arcanine slowly but surely. He gets a Flare Blitz. On the Flare Blitz, he gets a burn. But we are going to fire off a Sludge Bomb, and we actually get a crit Poison. And because of the crit and because of the Poison, the Arcanine is going to be able to drop this turn, which is some pretty unfortunate hacks just overall in that turn. Definitely in my favor, though. I do feel bad about that, but there's nothing we can do about it. It's the game we play. But nonetheless, he's going to go into his Greninja. The way he brings this in, I know he has to have extra sensory, so I'm going to go into my Jirachi thinking he wouldn't want to go for a Dark Pulse. So we take that extra sensory like a champ, and we can set up a Doom Desire, which will be awesome. He's going to go straight into his Electros, though, which I guess it's a good play, predicting like a Steel-type move, maybe. But still, we're going to set up a Doom Desire, and I don't want to take a knockoff because having the Shuka Berry around is going to be pretty important. So he's gonna go. I'm just gonna go straight into my Mega Venusaur, knowing I can take a knockoff no problem. But he actually just sets up a coil, which was a little bit threatening because the coil would be a bit of a problem. But he actually, I actually just fire off a Sludge Bomb, and I do end up getting the poison the first turn, which is just gonna help take out this Electros faster. He does take the Doom Desire, but this turn, but it's gonna do virtually nothing because it's a resisted hit due to Electros being an electric type. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Synthesis, and I'm going to try to stay alive with this Mega Venusaur as long as possible and try to stall out this Electros a little bit, keep firing off hits. Electros gets no recovery, so I can fire off hits, and eventually he'll die to either my hit or to the poison. So on my Synthesis, he goes for Drain Punch. That's going to do virtually nothing, but so we're going to go for one more Synthesis and take me up to a decent chunk of health, and he's going to fire off a Crunch, which will do a pretty good amount of damage. Even at +2, that's doing about 25%, which is just to show how bulky Mega Venusaur is. So I'm just going to fire off a Sludge Bomb, keep firing off Sludge Bombs, there's no reason to not. He's going to set up one more coil, and what's going to happen is the poison's going to take him down to about 2% health, and we do outspeed this Electros, so we could just fire off one more Sludge Bomb. We do get a crit, obviously that did not matter, there's no way that mattered. So the Electros will drop to the Sludge Bomb, but Mega Venusaur has taken some serious damage, and virtually anything can kill it at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and Synthesis as he brings in his Mega Diancie, Mega Evolves. I'm just going to Synthesis, honestly predicting him to want to protect, just in case it would bring me up to a decent chunk of health. But he actually just fires off the Psychic, which is no problem. He kills off the Mega Venusaur. And I know I can trap this thing with my Dugtrio, no problem, because obviously he doesn't have Shed Shell, he has a Dancite. So he's just going to go for a Protect and Scout when I want to do. And I dork super hard. I use Stealth Rock on his Magic Bounce Pokemon. I completely forgot about Magic Bounce. I mean, it might have had something to do with the fact that it was 4 in the morning, but no excuses. That's something I should have recognized immediately. But still, I dorked. So I'm going to get up rocks on my own side. I'm just going to fire off a Earthquake. It's going to take it down to 8%. He's going to fire off a Moonblast. That'll take me down to my Sash. One more Earthquake will take out the Mega Diancie. And now that his Scolipede is in, I'm just going to set up Rocks because I value Rocks over damage. So he's going to take me out with a Poison Jab. So Dugtrio's going to drop. It definitely did its job, which was to kill the Mega Diancie if Jirachi couldn't, which obviously Dugtrio would have been an easier play to make there. But knowing that I have the Shukaberry, I can go into my Jirachi and take that no problem. Take the Earthquake no problem, and I can set up a Doom Desire, which will passively hit something. So we take the Earthquake no problem, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire off a Flash Cannon. I don't need Jirachi to win at all. So I'm just going to fire off a Flash Cannon for the sake of damage. Honestly, in case he overpredicted and didn't go for an Earthquake, and he does, he actually just goes straight for the Mega Horn. I think he was predicting me to go into my Rotom. But nonetheless, we're going to fire off a Flash Cannon. That's going to take down the Scolipede to the point where the Doom Desire will be able to kill it after he drops my Jirachi. So it's going to be a double down. Jirachi's going to drop and Scolipede's going to drop. Right here, I'm going to go into my Rotom, honestly just wanting to get either Volt Switch Initiative, or I can fire off a pretty massive Leaf Storm onto the Landorus, whatever you decide to bring in. Now, I kind of mess up here a little bit as well. My calcs were showing that I could live in Ice Beam, but what I didn't do in my calc was take in Life Orb damage. It was just like leftovers, I think it was. So Rotom's going to drop for no reason. That's my fault. But nonetheless, I can fire off a Low Sweep and kill off this Greninja with my Sneasel. And now all he has left is the Landorus, and obviously I'm Choice Scarf, so I'm going to have to switch out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Sock and just sack that off. I can click Ice Punch if he decides to set up. But he's just going to fire off an Earthquake. So he's going to be able to kill off the Sock with one more Earthquake. It sucks that Sock hasn't done much this season, but I really want it to do well. But nonetheless, Sock is going to drop. And we have a Scarf Sneasel, so we can just fire off an Icicle Crash, and assuming we hit, we will be able to kill off this Landorus, assuming that it wasn't like Yachi or something like that, because that would have been nuts. But nonetheless, we are going to take a pretty narrow 1-0 victory over the Hidden Leaf Village Roserades. Once again, make sure you guys go check out Turbo. His YouTube link will be in the description below. I also want to give a huge shout out to Jazz, who made our awesome Reno Regis logo that you guys see in every team builder and every NPL battle video that we have this season. So his Twitter and YouTube will be in the description below, so make sure you guys go check him out as well. It was early. That's why I blame that on some of the, for some of the mistakes. But I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses either. But yeah, I definitely could have played this match a little bit better. But win's a win. That's all that matters to me. But nonetheless, we are going to take a pretty narrow 1-0 victory. If you guys did enjoy this video, a like and a subscription would be much appreciated, and I will see you next week against the Sin City Staraptors and their coach, Pat. So our team builder should hopefully be up on Saturday, and then the battle will be up on Sunday, unless something nuts happens again. But luckily, Pat lives in the exact same time zone as me, so hopefully it'll work out a lot better. But nonetheless, I do hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.